Well, as you notice, we've been getting a hold of a lot of people that we haven't talked to in quite some time. As we continue to learn this YouTube world, I figured out that, having the camera in front of the people I'm talking to is not always a big issue. So with that as our backdrop, let's chat with Wade Hendrickson. Last time I chatted with him was right after the pandemic started, and he gave some great information that was pretty much spot on. The 57-year-old is out of Lawrenceville. He ran at New Egypt this past year in the 51M, had motor issues for most of the year, but at the end of the season, they ended up picking up a win with a different power plant under the hood. They were fast then. So let's go on down to Lawrenceville, where the Longhorn Steers, wander around Wade Hendrickson's property. How we doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, Doug.
Good. Family's good. All your girls are good. Everything's good?
Yeah, everybody's pretty good. My dad, he broke his leg here a couple days ago, so I'm building wheelchair ramps and all kinds of stuff, crazy stuff at 87 years old,
Well, your dad's the same age as mine, 87. So he's doing. He's going to be okay, I hope.
Yeah, he had surgery today, and it went through good. I got a phone call from my mom. She said he's good. So I built a wheelchair ramp, and I put one of those chair lifts in because, farmhouse, the bathroom's upstairs. So I got one of those chairs you ride up and mounted that all in. So he'll be surprised when he gets home.
Nice. Is he stubborn like my dad?
Oh, yeah. Okay. He's 87, and he keeps he throws bales of hay just like we do,
Yeah, so I wish him all the best, man, seriously. But
thank you.
Hopefully he'll do much better. So sounds like a motor change was the magic thing that turned your season around.
Oh, yeah. I can't thank Kevin Bifocal enough. He stepped up and, 51M, Pat Michaels, he's just a working man. He tries hard. He's got racing in his heart big time. And him and all the guys, Dave and Paul, and they try and try, but, these guys today with these motors, a little tweak here and there, 10, 15 horsepower of them specs means a lot.
It does. Yeah, because they're about 590, 600, maybe somewhere in that range, right?
Yeah, that's what I think they are, but you hear some of these guys over 610, 620, I don't know. I guess it depends on who turns the knobs.
Yeah, and 620 versus 590 does make a difference. So let's be honest.
Right.
Big reason I got a hold of Wade, if you listen to my Lenny Salmons interview yesterday, he talked about a panel that is going to be at the show this weekend, basically to talk about Billy Pauch. He's going to have a couple of his older cars there, and Wade Hendrickson is going to be one of the guys up there on this panel. And the tough thing is, if this was 3 or 4 of us sitting at an establishment having a few beverages, the stories might be a little different, right?
Right. Be a little easier to tell.
Yeah, a little easier. Yeah, so if you want to hear some of the other stories, maybe wait later and maybe check them out someplace else. But you raced for Billy Pauch how long?
Oh, I started racing in 1990, and I was a late bloomer. And him and his dad and my dad were good friends, and I went up there and saw him, and, he kind of got me on track of what to do and what to expect and just have fun. And then we did after I got going for a while, we used to share rides because we both had a ride in Delaware. So I would drive a minivan down one Friday night, and he'd ride with me, and then he'd drive his truck down the next week, and we switched off. So it was kind of neat.
Nice. Did you race against him right away? Because I would imagine that might have been pretty intimidating for a brand new guy. And here's Billy Pauch, already an established star.
Yeah, I did. I started out racing modifieds. I jumped in a modified at, I think it was Bridgeport. Yeah, Bridgeport I started. And, first couple times, I think the second time I went out over the first turn fence. Kind of realized, got to learn a little bit before you crash all the time. Can't learn much when you crash,
True. Well, how long did it take for you to get the hang of it?
I think 91, I got a Syracuse qualifier win at Bridgeport in the 27, Bob Burkett's car. That was my first real win. So it took me, I got about a year. I was pretty lucky.
Mm-hmm. How long did you ever pass Billy?
Oh yeah. Them Friday nights especially. It's kind of neat. We had a pretty good car. Jake Marine's car I was running. He was running Will Brown's, and I beat him, and he beat me, and it was pretty exciting. He's an intense driver, I think I'm pretty intense, but I think he's even more intense.
What's that going to be like, sitting in front of all these people discussing this?
I don't know. It's just some of the stories, some people will get humor out of them, but just you got to be a racer to kind of understand like little things. We'd go to a diner and in a car, and he'd have to jump out, and we'd race to the bathroom or who can get in the diner first, even. You know what I mean? Just stupid stuff.
So even competitive on who goes to the bathroom first.
Oh, God, he was competitive every way. We go out to dinner with him, and he's got to eat his food faster,
Really? So that's how it is. Okay. All right, so there's a couple right there. And again, this is on Friday or Saturday night when this is happening? I think it's Friday, isn't it?
This is Friday night, yep.
Friday night.
Yep.
And that's also when Ms. Motorsports is, by the way, too. So sounds like you guys really need to make sure to get your butts on over to the show this weekend. So how do the race cars look right now today?
Doing pretty good. He's got everything stripped down, cleaned up. Rears are redone. He just sent the steering boxes out to get freshened and checked over. We're in pretty good shape. He's got to get a couple bodies yet and get them lettered up. And I understand Kevin's going to loan us that engine again, so that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Without that, we might as well stay home. So, but no, we're kind of up in the air right now. If we're going into Egypt or Bridgeport, not really sure where.
Okay.
So, at the end of the year, we went to Bridgeport, and we were pretty fast. I was real happy with how it ran and broke a header tube. And with these spec motors, when you broke a header tube off, you're done.
Oh, it broke it right off.
Yeah, a piece fell right out of it. They were old, and a piece fell right out of the header, and it killed that cylinder.
Oh, it did. It actually hurt the motor.
That didn't hurt it. It's just you lose so much power. It's unbelievable.
See. Okay, yeah.
With a big block like I always ran, you could have the whole header fall off, and it seemed like you still had enough power,
Of course, you can hear You can hear the difference, though, can't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know it. It did it. They had these dash races, and I think I was the third guy that somebody picked me, and I went out and I won it. And then I picked, and I went through the whole field, and we won every one until we got to one guy. I don't even remember who it was now, but the one before that, after I got the last corner coming off, the header tube broke, and I thought, oh, no. And after that, we lost the last round, but I guess overall, because we won the most amount of them, they gave us the win of it. So,
nice.
But then in the feature, we were down on power. Just the car was fast, but just couldn't keep running the whole race.
Well, I'll get back in touch with you then in a little bit because mid-April is when everything starts down there. Is it early April?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll try to get back to you before then, and we'll let everybody know what your decision is. But again, like I said, this weekend, Motorsports Racecar and Trade Show inside the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center. Friday night, you'll see Wade Hendrickson and a lot of other guys who used to race with Billy Pauch telling some stories. And if you hang around afterwards, you might hear some of those other stories that we talked about that come up in different situations. Wade, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Please keep in touch. And I got a question to ask you after we're done, okay?
Sure. No problem, Doug.
Get the Blue E guys, subscribe, like, share, put your comments in, all that good stuff. And as you can see, we're doing a lot of stuff, so look for a lot more good stuff coming up here on the YouTube channel.